Mallorca to Mont Ventoux. It's got a ring to it, doesn't it? This trip was born out of a half-baked plan hatched on a Tuesday, with the first pedal strokes taking place less than 3 days later on the Friday. A fittingly frantic start for an adventure that would carry that same harebrained energy to its very end. Now, before we get going, let's address the elephant in the room, the Balearic Sea. I'll be honest, the opening leg of this journey involves a modest 11km ride to the ferry terminal. As much as I love a challenge, I've yet to find the tyre clearance suitable for open water. From there is 700km in just 4 days. Plus another full day of trains, ferries and logistical gymnastics with absolutely zero margin for error. Why the mad rush? Well, this whole thing is bookended between two non-negotiables, a King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard concert in Barcelona on Friday night and a hospital appointment back in Mallorca by Wednesday lunchtime. So without further ado, let's begin with our slightly over-ambitious protagonist reflecting on his last experience aboard the Alcudia to Barcelona fast ferry.
Last time I was here, I accidentally threw my wedding ring into my car's air conditioning vent. Never got it back. Only had it 3 weeks.
Okay, so now we've established the kind of idiot that we're dealing with, let's address another question that you might be having. Okay, so I'm not bike packing, I'm not camping. Fuck that, I don't do that shit. But I'm not exactly living in luxury. This is the room. Notice the lack of windows. Just about squeeze the bike in. You can just about open the door as well, but there you go. So, still slumming it. Just walking back from King Gizzard. Great time. First solo gig ever. And bloody loved it. Could go where I wanted. No fussing about staying with friends or, you know, having to stay where you were. Ended up right down near the front in my first mosh pit in probably 5 years. And I'd say probably my first circle pit in close to 15. Great time. Managed to not get too carried away with the beers, maybe 4. Water now, so should be fine. Only 215k tomorrow.
Okay, good morning everyone. So today marks the start of day 2 and the start of the proper section of this trip. We've got 215 kilometers to do today. So we're going to be going to a place called Banyuls-sur-mer via Girona, where I will be meeting up with the team at Rocacorba. And yeah, it's going to be a good day.
Probably the least enjoyable ride I've ever. I need to go get some food before I smash a window or something. As you may have guessed from the clip shown earlier, day 1 ended up being a bit of a cut, making it a bit hard to watch back my foolishly naive and blissfully unaware vlogs from what, as you'll have seen, was, other than a bit of a main road mash out of Barcelona, a very pleasant morning. So in the spirit of getting into the action a little bit quicker, here's a supercut of my more inane and banal vlogging moments from the morning's initial 100 kilometers, plus a quick visit to the Rocacorba store and the spot of lunch in Girona.
Feeling great. Got the tunes blasting on the JBL clip. And yeah, feeling really good. Going through a garden centre. How lovely.
Look at all that mayo.
And pulled pork reminds me a bit of, like, I don't know, dog food or something. Oh look, there's a cool cloud up there. Let me show you. the more I look at it, the more I realise it doesn't look that cool. Also like to apologise to the lovely Joanna in the Rocacorva store. I rather sprang a little bit of, you know, filming on her. It's part of the idea.
Oh, me! Oh!
But she, you know, she dealt with it valiantly. Top customer service, did a cracking job. 5 stars.
All right then, let the suffering commence.
So the good news, in a change from this morning, I'm now on much quieter roads. So I feel a lot more relaxed and like I can just kind of go a nice gentle pace. The negative is the wind has picked up and it does appear to be pointing directly in my face. I don't know how long this is going to continue, but based on the direction I'm heading, it could be all day. So, you know, that's the one downside, but look where I am. I can't complain. This headwind sucks. I've not had a headwind like this in ages. Completely block headwind. I don't know, maybe like 15-mile-an-hour winds, I would guess. Just take the shine off things a little bit. Okay, so I've just looked it up. Turns out it's a 21-mile-an-hour headwind. Killer, man. I think it's just this, this particular area is kind of notorious for having a lot of wind. I'm just approaching the border with France now. Yeah, just kind of at the bottom of the Pyrenees, so, you know, I'm not going to complain. I am quite desperate for some water though. I've still got a decent amount in a bottle, but it's basically sugar syrup. It's super thick, and it's not very quenching. So I'm hoping I can find somewhere fairly soon. It looks like I've got a couple of towns coming up, so should be good. I'm also going to treat myself to an ice cream. I've had a hankering for one all day, but not got round to it, so fuck yeah now, look at this.
Okay, so 6 hours in, just gone over 150k, 152 I believe. So there's about 65 or so left to do, maybe a bit more because I've taken a bit of a detour to get here. Got some water, no ice creams though. Not done any vibe checks yet on this trip. I would say that they've dipped slightly. We're probably about a 5 at the moment. Just that headwind's just absolutely brutal. I'm hoping when we get to the coast it doesn't intensify further. Fuck this headwind. Fuck it right off the cliff.
Okay, so I'm now heading up a climb, the climb of the day. Not sure what it's called, but I understand, or I remember from Strava, that it's a category 2 climb. I think it's 6 kilometers at about 7%, about 500 meters elevation gain, so not insignificant, pretty spicy. Pretty hot, it's quite exposed here. And yeah, vibes have dipped, but now that I'm climbing, I'm not really noticing the headwind quite so much anymore, so there's that. Once I'm at the top, it's about maybe 45 kilometers along a coast road, and then we're done. So the end is kind of nearly in sight. I think I'm gonna get that ice cream and then maybe a beer. Alright, I'm now at the top of whatever the heck that climb is called. It was a big boy. Really steep in parts. It was like 14% at one bit. But yeah, very nice. Beautiful views. I can now see the sea over there. Got mountains over that way. Quite hot, but not too bad. So now time to descend. And I'll be taking this somewhat gingerly on account of the old windy woo-wah. So yeah, see you at the bottom. Okay, so we're beyond hour 8 now. We've got about 27k left to go. A fair bit of climbing still to do, but I think it's pretty rolling along the coast. So we've got about 400 or 500 meters left to do. So the final stretch. So vibes are maybe a 5, and I think I am actually gonna, oh, if that made this wind, I'm going to reach for a gel. Let's see how I get on with that. Final little bit. Right, so 204k done, 8 hours 40 ride time, but we still have 17k and 314 meters climbing. And this is a lesson, ladies and gentlemen, in not rushing your route planning, actually looking at it and thinking about, you know, how you're going to be feeling, blah 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 blah. Because I thought this was going to be a nice kind of coast road, like the MA10 or something, you know, not, you know, a bit rolly, but this is like
proper brutal climbs, and then the wind is just, I know I keep going on about it, but this has been by far the most prolonged and intense headwind that I've ever faced. Like pretty much from Girona, it's been like 110k of like non-stop headwind, and it's been like 20-25 mile an hour headwind. It's just been, I've just been crawling, and you just don't get any kind of, it's just not like fun. You're just like crawling along, and then as soon as you do get to like a descent, like it's just sketchy because you're just getting blasted in the face when you come around the corners. So it is what it is. Tomorrow and all the rest of the day should hopefully be a lot easier. This is by far the biggest day, so get this out the way, and then hopefully it's all fine. I just pray that the wind isn't similar tomorrow as well. This kind of southern bit at the bottom of the Pyrenees is notorious for wind. It's not just me being a little wimp. I mean, I am a wimp. I'm a wimp. I'm a worthless little worm and a wimp. It's hard. It's hard. Right. That was hard. That was really hard. I'm back in my Airbnb now. It's very cute. It's very, very small. That folds out. Absolutely tiny. But I'll be honest. I'm a man on the edge. I've calmed down a little bit, but like, I'm pretty hungry. It went on for ages. And I get here and I find bullshit like this. You see that password? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's nearly a 40 character password. I've tried putting it in twice and it fails every time. What? Right, I need to go get some food before I smash a window or something. Oh dear. Look at me. We had quite a good run on this channel of me seemingly, you know, being able to do anything. Like I did some really big rides and I was always fine. And then we've almost had back-to-back horror shows with the 312. I'm fucked today. Fuck me. It was, around here, I had to look at 28 mile an hour winds in my face. That was for 6 hours. Probably the least enjoyable ride I've ever, no. It was so hard to enjoy. Right, I could stop nattering and go get some food. Bye. Okay, so there we have it. That was episode 1, and apologies for the non-stop moaning there. It really was pretty horrendous, and actually probably was the hardest ride I've ever done. At least with the 312, I had a bit of camaraderie from those around me. You'll be pleased to hear, or maybe you won't, that episode 2 has considerably less complaining. If you enjoyed that, please remember to like, subscribe, or even stage a little screening for your nearest and dearest. Your validation makes all the suffering worthwhile. Thanks. And if you like the look of my kit, make sure to check out Rocker Corba and use the code SAM15.
Little lesson for you all. If you're ever out doing one of these silly adventures, make sure there is some degree of civilization where your Airbnb is. And if there's not, don't just cycle straight through the last kind of place to eat on your way there.